Hi, this is Rachelle of Scrapcraftastic, and I am back to do a little craftiness. I want to decorate my crochet journal. The crochet journal, I've just gotten back into crochet after several years of not doing it at all. I refuse to buy yarn, blah, 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 blah. So because of Joann's clearance, I decided to dive into the crochet again. I have a few works in progress that I want to keep track of. I'm trying not to have too many. I want to complete a project before I move on, but I have one big project that I'm working on that I kind of need to take notes for. And I don't want to just put those notes in my planner or any other notebook. I want it to have its own dedicated notebook. So I shopped my stash. I shared this cover in a previous video. I'll link it in the iCard up above. This is a budget-friendly traveler's notebook cover. It is leather. I ordered it from Amazon, and I think the name of the manufacturer or creator of this cover is New Store. This is an A5, which works with half letter, and this is what it looks like. Now I have things just tucked in here because I just haven't gotten around to working with it and setting it up. This is an acrylic ruler that was recently sent to me in Happy Mail from Coco's Vision, so I want to keep that in here. So originally, I was going to put a notebook in this traveler's notebook for my gardening. My gardening is not going well. I didn't really want to do a whole lot because I don't want to have to move plants, and I am going to have to move some things. So I may have to wait until the fall and do some fall things. But so I still want to keep this, and I do have a few plants growing, but not what I intended. Anyway, I created this notebook, decorated it with one of the dashboards. I think this was a freebie Friday. If you want to find any freebies, you can go to scrapcraftastic.com, click the freebies link, and it will give you a list of available freebies. I covered it with the survive and thrive, growing your own food for survival, blah, 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 blah. Anywho, now I can't remember if I was going to do this one as that or bushcraft. Probably keep this as the garden journal. I don't know. Then I have this digital from the Craft Lab text on the back. The clear cover on this is from Lauren Phelps Designs. This is a composition notebook that I trimmed down to actual A5 size. So I had this notebook. This is a Walmart notebook. I shared these in a previous video. Here they are, because I went back and got a couple more. This is a Walmart notebook, and they are true A5 size. So I trimmed down my composition notebook to a true A5 size. What I have done is gone through and numbered all the pages so that I can create an index in the front so that I won't have to try to figure out where everything is. I marked where I want to put my pocket at, so I'm going to make a pocket page in here. The index 1 through 10, and then I would start my note keeping here and go on. Now, from the back, I started gluing in little memes that I found on Instagram. What I would do is save it to my threads, and then from threads, I can easily download it and print it. So that's what I've been doing. If I see something cool that I want to remember about gardening, I have been saving them and printing them out and tipping them in, taping them in to the composition notebook. So I have been working on it a little bit, just not an actual growing of things. I'm in the learning phase, I guess, because what I tried hasn't worked. So I need to learn more, obviously. But that's how I've been using it so far. And it's given me a chance to use some of my washi tape. I glued these down and then put the washi tape on. It's kind of decoration and reinforcing the hold on the page. So that's an idea. If you see these memes or graphics on Instagram, if you save them to your threads, you can download them easily. It's not so easy to download things from Instagram. Okay. So that's one way that I'm using it. That's kind of how I've initially set things up. And I wanted to use her probably as my title page, as my cover page. I don't really want to put her as the inside cover. And really, I feel like she deserves the cover. I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out. You let me know in the comments what your opinion of that is. That's not what we're here for. I'm just kind of showing you what I got going on here, which is pretty much a mess. This is notes I don't know what I was going through. So this is the sketch, my initial sketch of the large project that I'm working on. I have another sketch in another notebook, but yeah, this was, I guess, when I originally got the idea, I sketched it out. That was what, and I like to put the date on everything, even if it's just scribbled out notes. I like to put the date so I can know when I had the idea or whatever. So that happened May 15th. That was my original sketch of this is going to be an Afghan. All right. So enough of that and enough of that. Let's get to what we are here for. So I had this pack of 2 notebooks from Dollar Tree. This is the information. And I think I got these back when everything was still $1. This is a size A6 probably. So it's 4 by 5 3/4. So you got a little notebook. You can use this in your purse. I'm going to keep this one notebook in here. I already have a ruler in here. Okay, so I'm going to move one of them to another planner. I'm going to move this one to this planner because I draw out my spreads in this one. So if you want to keep up with all my planner setups, plan with me, check out my other channel, Scrapcraftastic Plan with Me. At present, I'm going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over there, doing my planner spreads, doing all my planner work, things like that. Okay. So I even have stickers in here that will go in my garden planner. These are all from Let's Get Planned. So I'm going to tuck those in here so that I can keep everything together and not get so bent out of shape. All right, so that's the garden journal. This is an extra notebook. Not sure how I'm going to use that one yet. This is a Walmart notebook, and I think these are $1 or maybe even less than $1. They're fairly inexpensive. I'll put the information on the screen if I can find it again. All right, so that goes on there. This is going to go here. I'm going to figure this out eventually. Now that we've gone through all of that, let's set it aside, and we're going to work on this one. So with these, I can never tell what's the top and what's the bottom. I think this is the top because the lines are so evenly spaced everywhere. It's hard to tell. I'm going to use this as a crochet journal, like I mentioned 3 times. So these are the basic crochet stitches that I found on Google because I needed a refresher on the treble crochet. So I decided to print all of this out. So I'm thinking I'm going to reduce the size so that I can get a page that will fit in here a little bit better. Or I could tip it in so that it could fold out. I could trim down the sides and tip it in. We'll see. But originally I had cut this off to use as the cover for this, but I want to be able to wrap it around. So I think I'm going to end up using this on the back. It will be better on the back. I'm not sure. But let's go with this one for the front. I may not do anything on the back, but I gotta do something. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this out because it's changing the size of my notebook. How do I want to work this? I probably should have printed this a little bit wider. Let's see if I can make this happen. So this is sticker paper. I'm not going to add any extra glue or anything. I'm just going to try and do it with the sticker paper. It may be a mistake to do it that way, but let's try. All right, so I can kind of see the print through the sticker paper. So maybe I can line this up. Make sure we got the front to the front. I think I need to move this so I can use all the space. Maybe I should put some glue on it, glue stick to allow me to move it around a little bit. Let's try that. So this is Scotch permanent glue. It's like the best glue stick. This is the front. This is the okay. It's hard to see because it's throwing a shadow. So let's do this. All right, let's see if I can make it stick all the way down. This is an experiment. We've never done it this way before. That seems so crooked. I need it to come over on the side a little bit more so that it wouldn't be white over there. But there's nothing I can do about that. I might have to just let it be white and be okay with it. At least it's straight. So in order to wrap this, I'm going to clean off my scissors first and then miter the corners like so. So we can get a nice wrap. If I wrap that around, I still need to miter it. So I'm gonna miter this bit too. You don't want to go all the way to the edge or to the corner, just close to it. Leave like an eighth of an inch there. So this would wrap around like this. Okay. I could ink that. Not gonna worry about it. Now, is that gonna work with me opening and closing it? That's probably not a good idea. I didn't think that through, so you might not want to do that. Or if you do it, open your book and fold it over. This is what I wanted to happen so that some of the print would fold over and you wouldn't have a white edge. So I'm folding these in. See, some of the print folds over and a lot of the print folds over on the bottom. So the only issue I have is I should have printed it wider so that it could cover the spine a little better. Let's see if inking it will help. I'm gonna do vintage photo. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not the best either. We're gonna have to live with that for now. This is a Dollar Tree notebook. I'm not gonna stress that. Now let's see if we can put this one on the back. So this is on sticker paper too. I just happen to have trimmed it down. And I do think I made this one bigger now that I think about it. What I probably need to start doing is when I change the size, write it on the digital so I know that I changed the size. There you go. And that's release paper that I'm just tossing away. So you can use that to, let's line this up. You can use that release paper to store stickers if you have some way to put it in a book or make a book with it. Okay. So this, I don't really need to miter the inside. Outside I do. Just a small miter. Again, you don't go all the way to the edge, just right up to it. So since this is the way it is, I'm not going to miter this side. Just gonna fold it. And when you're doing these wraps like this, it's best to pick a side. Like if you're gonna do the top and the bottom, then the left and the right. So I'm doing the top and the bottom, and then see, I left a little extra on there, so I'm just gonna press that down with my finger. It's not a lot to fold over here, but let's fold that over like so. And that nicely covers it. She is bigger. But that looks nice considering it's a Dollar Tree notebook, right? The only problem is this. Then I also want to put something on the inside cover um, to cover these areas. It'll also make the cover sturdier. So let me get the digital that I want to put on the inside and we'll go from there. Now, I do see that it's causing it to pop open, but hopefully over time that will relax. That's because the sticker paper is going over the spine. All right. Let's see if I can make sure that's burnished down well. Think that looks nice. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, let's do the inside covers. All right, so here we are. I'm back. I'm going to put this on the website as a freebie. It is just balls of yarn, the background of balls of yarn. I did it at five and what is it? 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. So it's 5.5 by 8.5 with a eighth of an inch bleed all the way around, which makes it 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. So it's slightly bigger than what I need. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit. I'm going to trim this side off and then do a little measuring. I might have cut it a little bit too short. So I'm going to scoot it up. See, I don't have much color up there to hide. So I'm going to trim this to about right here. So I'm going to leave a little white space here so that it doesn't gap too much. When you put something too close to the spine, it'll cause the cover to gap open. So I'm going to try and mark it so that we don't have a gap, or trim it so that we don't have gapping. It's not a big deal. Eventually it relaxes, but just to be on the safe side. And I should have marked this at the bottom so that I could see it better. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if this is the right size. It is. So what I'm going to do to kind of cover the imperfections around the edge is take a marker that's similar in color to this and fill in the edge a little bit. Words are hard today. Let's use this one. Oh, it's too light. I don't have an actual blue. That's interesting. Not in the Tombos. I need to store these a much better way. But for now, this will have to do. That's interesting. No real blue. That's sufficient. It's not a good color, but it's dark enough to hide what I needed to hide. So hopefully most of that'll be covered. I want to use the same exact size for the back. Let's test the sizing out. I think I can. So I'm just going to use this as a guide to cut this. I gotta cut it down some just so that I can fit it in here. Oops. Let's try again. Might have cut too much off that time. I messed that up. All right, so the crooked one is the one that's going in the back. Then the good one is going in the front. This way. Nope, I want it this way. Got a little white edge here. Let's do this. To get rid of that. Doesn't matter on this side. I don't think it matters anywhere else. That's just minor details. Okay, let's get to gluing it. So I'm gonna add glue. Not a lot, just enough to hold it in place and give me time to align things. I'm gonna peel the backing off, which is pretty much the hardest part. So line it up. I need to move it over some more because I don't want that much of that green color or teal color showing. Lining it up. I got a wrinkle right there. Why is this happening? It's not working right. I got to do better on the back. I think it's going to be straight enough. Yeah. Okay. We got a wrinkle here, though. So that's another reason why to put down the wet glue or the glue stick. It gives you a little time to make adjustment. Let's use the scraper. That helps. It got everything to do with the way I positioned it when I was laying it down. I mean, it's okay. It's crooked. Did I cut it crooked or I just laid it down crooked? Let's see what we can do to mend that. Got this washi tape here that maybe we can repair that look with. I think it's pretty sticky, but I'm going to add some glue to it. And this is totally unnecessary. It's just that I don't like that it's crooked. I'll try to put the other one down straight. Maybe I should have started in the back and worked my way to the front. All right, let's trim off the washi. So I just took an X-Acto knife and trimmed off the excess. It's still not perfect, but it's okay. Let's try and do the back and do a better job. I'm going to start from this edge. I think that's what my mistake was. I tried it. Plus, the back has more leeway to make errors, if you will. Okay, let's do this part first. Remove the backing. So we got it ready. Let's add the glue. Line this up and try to lay it down better. I think we're good. Much better. All right, so when you do it, start on the longer edge. That's the edge that's going to be harder to line up. Then you won't have all this going on. I feel like I want to recover it at this point, but it's fine. And then let's smash all this down. So that is it for covering the Dollar Tree notebook. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think. Will you be trying to cover a Dollar Tree notebook or any inexpensive notebook, composition notebook? I have videos showing how to do that. If you are interested, I'll link to those in the description box below. This will just slide into this like so. And there we have it. It's all set and ready to go. I just need to work on everything else in here. Finish getting it set up properly. All right. So actually, I think she'll be in the front and gardening in the middle. And then I guess this is going to be the bushcraft. Anywho, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And you may be interested in this other video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.